I'm turning back the wheels of time, reviewing a pair of Wheels of Time insulated boxcars on Ron's Trains and Things right now. Hi, I'm Ron of Ron's Trains and Things, and if you'd like to see more model railroad tips, tools, and techniques, then be sure and subscribe down below and click that little bell icon so you can catch future videos. I recently attended an operations weekend, and at one of the sessions they gave away some door prizes, and I happened to win a couple of Wheels of Time freight cars in N-scale. Now, it just so happened that these door prizes were provided to the event by our sponsor here at Ron's Trains and Things, Midwest Model Railroad. Well, I was excited to get these cars as, number one, they look like very nice freight cars, and number two, I've never run any Wheels of Time cars before, so I was excited to try these out. Now, these were door prizes, but were not provided by Wheels of Time directly, and so this video is in no way sponsored by Wheels of Time. I thought it would be fun to unbox these freight cars and take a look at them together for the very first time and also see how they run on the layout. So let's head on over to the workbench. We'll get these out of the box and see what we have. Take a moment to check out our sponsor, Midwest Model Railroad. They have a great line of model railroad equipment and supplies and some of the best customer service around. Their website has a real-time inventory system, they offer some of the best prices in model railroading, and they ship in one business day. Check them out at MidwestModelRR.com. Link in the description. Here are the two cars that I recently acquired from Wheels of Time. And as you can see, these are PC&F, or Pacific Car and Foundry, 50-foot exterior post insulated box cars, one decorated for Burlington Northern and one decorated for CSX. Now, these cars were built in 1971, and so these are fantastic cars to run on a layout that is set in the 70s or the 80s. In fact, at the least this Burlington Northern car I know is decorated for a time after it had been upgraded and repainted in the mid to late 70s. But these same cars would have run well into the 90s and the 2000s, and some of these are even still on the road today. And I'm modeling in a later area in 2000, but I'm going to put these on my layout, and I think they'll blend in and look just fine. But anyway, as I had said, I've never had any Wheels of Time cars, so I thought it would be fun to take a look at these together. So we're just going to unbox them together here. I'm going to go and take these lids off quickly because I know you get a lot of glare from the lights here on the camera. These cars, of course, come packaged in a plastic jewel case, as has kind of become, for the most part, custom for or customary for N-scale cars. And you know, they seem to be very well packaged and very well protected in that way. I'm going to start with the BN car, I think, here, and I'm going to pull it out. It's, of course, wrapped in a piece of protective soft plastic here. Nothing else other than the car in the case. Don't see any other documentation or detail parts or anything. And I think we'll get my cradle out here where I can lay it down and have it nicely protected. Now, right off, the first things I notice, of course, we've got kind of standard couplers here, and I'm not sure, I think those are microtrains. Yes, those appear to be microtrains couplers. I need to double check that to make sure that that's right, but they look like microtrains couplers. They seem to have a good spring action, seem to be functioning well. The knuckle seems to move freely. So it looks like those couplers are going to be fine. Comes with metal wheel sets. And they look like fairly good semi-scale metal wheel sets with blackened faces. I will, of course, as is my custom. I'll weather those wheel faces, but I'll weather the car in general. Since I've got it upside down, you can look here and see that it has some very nice detail on the underbody of the car. That's not a make it or break it thing for me, because in N-Scale you rarely see the undersides of cars unless you pick them up and look at them, but it's still nice. And I still see some very nice looking brake hardware. It looks like it's molded on, although it's got the detail of something that is added separately. Actually, now that I look at it, I think this bottom set of the bottoms of these ribs and these details are separately applied. But it's got some nice piping and nice detail to the brake reservoir and the hardware. Looks really good. As I turn back around to the side of the car here, nice molded on details here. The ladders here are molded on, but look good. We've got some very nice details in the doors. The lettering, I'm fortunate that I have really good eyesight, and I can see that, like, the capacity, load limit, the lift weight, all of these letterings in here, rebuild date, all of those are very legible, tiny but very crisp. Now, some of this other lettering is too small for me to read, but I feel confident that if I got a magnifying glass, I'd be able to read that really well. Here, the information on for the insulated car, nice and crisp, easy to read. The paint on the logo looks good, and all of the reporting marks all look really nice. And I'm going to say it's got the safety striping on the side. You'll notice in a moment the CSX car does not have the safety striping, and that's a matter of era. Again, this car is modeled as it had been rebuilt and repainted in the mid to late 80s. The CSX car as it came out in 1971, so no safety striping there. I'm going to turn it over to the other side. And as I would expect, I see pretty much exactly the same thing. Looks really good. Roof, there's not a lot of detail to put to a roof, other than it doesn't have any extraneous flash or anything like that. Looks really good. We'll take a look at the ends, and it's got a walkway here, and I can't tell if it doesn't look like it's etched metal. Well, yeah, I'll take it. It might actually be metal. Doesn't have quite the fine little details in the grid that you have sometimes with some etched metal parts for these walkways, but it still looks really good. And on N-Scale car, and it's going to be on your layout, looks really nice. Lettering on the end of the car, nice and crisp. Everything I see about this car just screams, hey, this is a nicely detailed car as it comes right out of the package. Try to get that where you can see it there from the end. A separately applied brake wheel as per normal. These ladders are molded in on the ends, but they're done in such a way that it almost makes them look like separately applied appliances. They're not. They're actually molded in place, but it's done very nicely. One of the things that really stands out and screams out to me on a new car, as far as detail and N-Scale is concerned, is to look at the stirrup steps. And you can see this one has very delicate, nicely formed, nicely shaped stirrup steps on all four corners. Look really nice. Now, I'm noticing the skirting as it comes up to the stirrup step. That should come up and go up to a nice angle up to where the stirrup step connects, where it's a little bit higher. And it looks like that didn't form just absolutely perfectly. I'm going to check the other side here. Other side the same way. Maybe just a little minor defect in the mold there, right around that stirrup step. I'd have to compare it to some other cars to see for sure, but that is so minor, I don't think you'd ever notice. Honestly, very nice looking car. I'm impressed with the detail and the overall look of it right out of the box. Let's set this one aside and just quickly take a look at the CSX car. Again, this is the same car, just with different reporting marks, so I'm going to expect to see pretty much what I saw on the BN car. And that's exactly right. Again, not as exciting a car, the gray paint, but that was the prototype that this one was based on. Again, same details on the underframe, the lettering, all very crisp and nice. The reporting marks, easy to see. The end details look very nice. Of course, the metal wheel sets I love. These are great looking cars. Now, I happened to look on the internet, and from what I could tell, it looked like these cars listed when they came out for about $34.95, so about $35 originally. I know that there's still some of these cars around available in hobby shops, and I know you can find them at discounts for less than that. So if you're interested in these, you might want to check those out. I'm going to take these over to the layout now and get them on a track and see how they roll, how they run, and we'll take a look at them over there. Well, I think these two cars look just as good on the track as they did on the workbench. They seem to roll really smooth and free, and I think these are going to make some great additions to my freight car fleet. I did go back and do some checking, and I can tell you that some of these cars are still available at Midwest Model Railroad, I know for sure, and the prices there varied by road name from $17 and change all the way up to about $27 and change. A lot of them were $19 and are available there at Midwest Model Railroad in Missouri Pacific, Frisco, Santa Fe, Burlington Northern, as well as some other road numbers. So these are definitely still available on the market. Well, if you're looking for some freight cars that have a nice level of detail, but still have plenty of durability for handling and operations, then these Wheels of Time insulated boxcars are perfectly suited for you, and I would highly recommend them. Well, if you enjoyed this video, here's a link to some more unboxing and reviews of locomotives and rolling stock that I know you'll enjoy as well. Be sure and check that out. Also, take a moment to take a look at the description down below where you're going to find tons of great links, including my Amazon page, my Amazon pick of the week. And if you'd like more out of Ron's Trains and Things, consider joining with the channel membership down by the subscription tab below. Well, if you're looking for some more Model Railroad content, then check out the video links on your screen right now. And be sure and join me each Tuesday as I bring you more great Model Railroad videos, and I look forward to seeing you then. 10, Lizzie.